guys, so a stack of information came out this week on the Order 1886, but it's all in different places on the internet, so I want to gather up all the important details together in one video of arguably my most anticipated game for the PlayStation 4 right now. So going through the story and setting elements so far, so it's set in 19th century Whitechapel, so that's sort of the setting where Jack the Ripper and stuff were. They're calling it Neo-Victorian, which is very similar to steampunk, but they don't want to call it that. So it's basically they're using existing technology which is there in that day, but building things that sort of aren't invented then in the real Earth year's life. And it follows a group of knights which are descendants from the Knights of the Round Table, which are protecting humanity from these things called the half-breeds, which I think are a different subset of humanity. In the main party that you're going to be playing with, there is 4 people, though you can only play as one, which is Galahad, which seems like a pretty cool dude. He has a cool mustache. And they've also introduced another group of people that are combating against the Order, which are these like oppressed people that are set in Whitechapel, which are like rebelling. That definitely gives you a different variety of enemies when you're fighting. I think the first thing you notice when you actually look at this game is how good the graphics actually are. Now obviously this is a new console generation, so they're going to continue be improving, plus they're better than PlayStation 3 obviously, but I would say this is the best looking game I have seen so far for PlayStation 4, hands down. I think the atmosphere though that they've created with this feels like what you would think Whitechapel 19th century would be like. And they have a lot of vibrant colours you can see like with their uniforms and stuff, but it's really contrasted about this like dark, depressing sort of setting. So the gameplay of the Order 1886 is a cover-based third-person shooter, which is my absolute favourite genre to play. So again, that adds into why this is one of my most anticipated games. It's a lot more agile than first-person shooters in my opinion, so I'm glad that they went the third-person route. The actual shooting mechanics, to me, remind me a lot of Gears of War. Some other people have made that comparison as well. It looks very heavy, like it doesn't look as free as running around in Uncharted. It more seems like it's based around Gears of War. They have some interesting weapons as well, obviously ones that again, they said they would have the technology at the time, but they didn't actually build these things. So they have this sort of air gun, which you've seen in the trailer, and it looks like they've just sort of had normal guns as well. But I'm interested to see, like you've seen pictures of these massive guns, I'm interested to see how all of them work appropriately in the game to again like switch up gameplay. It's always fun to have bigger guns. And they also have some melee combat in there, which looks like quick time events, but not like the bad quick time events where like you stuff it up and then you just need to start all over again, which really brings you out of the experience. It's a type which is like Heavy Rain or The Wolf Among Us is what I can sort of draw comparisons to. You sort of get a choice of what you want to do, and if you stuff up it just continues playing and you get a different sort of sequence, which aids with immersion into the game, and it's a lot more fun when you don't always just fail just because you failed a quick time event. They've also stated some features that they've added in to match with the DualShock 4 controller. Like they said, they've used the touchpad as like a Morse code sending device, which you know seems cool as long as things aren't really dumb, like move controls forced on you. I reckon they're fine to utilize. And the last thing they've sort of announced is that the game is going to be 30 frames per second instead of 60. A lot of people like up in arms about that, but they said it's to do with like the look of the game, which I can sort of agree with, because working with film and stuff before, and when you speed up frames per second sometimes it looks sort of weird. Maybe that's just their excuse because they can't get to 60 frames per second. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments below if you have an idea. But I'm not really fussed either way. A lot of third-person action adventures are still 30 frames per second. I haven't had a problem with them. And that's the end of my discussion on the Order 1886. So yeah, supernatural third-person action adventure game, which looks like it's gonna kick ass if they work everything together appropriately. Let me know what you think of the Order 1886 in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I talk a lot about gaming stuff and what's happening with my channel there, so that'd be awesome. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe down below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye!